Hey guys, welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming, and today we're taking a look at The Thing Remastered. Now, for any of you that's been around a minute, you would know that The Thing is one of my absolute favourite movies. It's the only video on the channel that's actually about a movie. I did like a breakdown on it, so if you want to go watch that. And I have played the original version of this game before, obviously, because I'm a huge Thing fan, right? Christ, try saying that 5 times faster when you just had a big bag of skips. It's not easy. So I was a little bit sort of, do I want to pick up the remake or not? And I thought, fuck it, I'll pick it up. And I'm glad I did. So what is The Thing, the game? It is basically a sequel to the movie. Carpenter has said before that he considers it canon. So this is what actually happens after the movie, but then again, he's not been the most reliable in terms of canon. So I think at this point he just likes fucking with his fans. To be fair. So you know, take that with a pinch of salt. And there is a lot of carryover, and even more so as it turns out in the remaster. They've actually improved some accuracy to the movies, which is very nice to see. So in the original game, you play Blake. You come in after the events that happen in the Thing movie. You go through the American camp and find out what happens to the survivors during the course of the game, whether they lived or died or were things or what have you. And you go from there to the Norwegian base. This is before the Thing. Why can't they call it something different? You know, the Thing sequel movie that was set before prequel. There you go. There was a word in there that described it adequately. I know a lot of people were disappointed with that movie, but I actually kind of liked it. It was not a patch on the original, definitely not, but I still kind of liked it. Although if you have Mary Elizabeth Winstead in a movie and you have tentacles in a movie, the fact that those two things don't intersect is a crime in my opinion. Just saying. But so you go to the Norwegian camp, and then there's obviously shady government involvement, because there always has to be, especially when you have, I believe his name is William Davis, the smoking man, voicing a character. And in fact, John Carpenter also voices a character and lends his likeness to said character. So there you go. Very nice. Now, in terms of the remake, it does seem to be relatively minor in terms of the upgrades. Obviously, it's at a higher resolution, so the graphics are sharper. They do seem to have added a new lighting engine to it. The lighting engine is probably what makes the most effect on the graphics themselves. The animations themselves remain the same as the original game. You can see easy enough when anybody talks. It's all like kind of Thunderbirds-esque, but that was the time the original was made, so we can't really hold that against it. It does seem to have been made easier as well. I don't remember having so much access to ammo when I played it the first time. So it does seem a little bit easier. I'm pretty sure you could just Rambo the game nowadays. It's also made easier by the fact that well, let me give you context. When you're fighting things in the game, you'll sometimes get little hordes of like 2-legged thingies that are like the size of chickens attacking you, and you can just shoot those. And then you get the bigger ones who you have to shoot until you get down to a point and then set on fire to finish off. So that's pretty good and in step with the movie, I agree. In the remaster, what they've done is they've given you a button on your controller where you can quickly access a fire weapon. So, and they've also added an icon when you shoot them to let you know when they're down sufficiently in health to actually make it effective to burn them. Otherwise, you could do it too early and you run out of fuel, because they won't die until they're past a certain point in their health. It's kind of like in games where you've got like shields and hull, and you get weapons against your shield, weapons against the hull, but it's all just the Thing in this. So they've made it easier, definitely, I think. Certainly in terms of the abilities that you have. Now, there is this thing in the original. You have companions as you go through. None are more than sort of temporary measures. They will either die, disappear, or become things. And there is a way to detect whether or not they're a thing in the game, which is nice. But in the original, it wasn't really something you could rely on, because you'll give them a blood test and they'll be clear. And then you'll go in and trigger a cutscene, a scripted cutscene, and they're a thing. So it's kind of like, I don't bother doing it. If it turns into a thing and attacks, I'll kill it. Otherwise, you know, I just don't use them. The only time I use them is when there is a trust system. So all of your team members have a trust meter. And if it's like too low, they will attack you because they're convinced that you're the thing. So you need to keep it up, basically. And you can do this by giving them weapons, giving them ammo, killing things in front of them. Or you can also take a blood test on yourself in front of them, and that will raise their trust level in you because they go, oh, he's not a thing. Unless there's a scripted cutscene around the corner, apparently. But outside of that, I don't use them, so I couldn't tell you whether they've resolved that problem in this, just through the fact that I don't use them. Because they were so unreliable, my brain has like taken on the fact, well, there, use this, fuck that noise. Yeah. But it does play a little bit better. It feels a lot better because obviously they've basically tightened up the controls. What is what they've done. It is capped at 60, I believe. So, you're not gonna. I think it's capped at 60. If my footage shows different, I apologise. But I have been playing other remasters lately, and one of them was kept at 60, and they kind of all blend together a little bit. It just seems to be the season for remastered games. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's true. Maybe the AAA studios are just creatively bankrupt, so we're just getting all the old shit again. Which, to be fair, is probably better than the new shit anyway. So there you are. But yeah, The Thing Remastered is a great game. It does a good job of matching the movie in tone. Obviously, it's got the music, although the end music has been removed. It had a Marilyn Manson song over the end credits, as I recall. That is no longer there, unfortunately, which is a shame because I do enjoy Marilyn Manson. I am of a certain age, after all. They've changed the lighting, as I said. They've got a new lighting system, and they've actually made the lighting more blue to match the look of the movie better. And it is noticeable, and it is appreciated from me. So there's that. Here's the thing. Oh God, not intended. Whether or not you buy this, I'm not sure it's an essential purchase if you have the original. I think it was on most of that gen. Yeah, it was PS2, Xbox, and Windows. They were going to do handheld versions, but they were cancelled apparently. So, yeah, a little bit of knowledge sprinkled into your brain hole. Lovely. But I don't know if you have the original, I would recommend purchasing this because it's better, but I'm not sure it's a purchase better. You know what I mean? It's not extremely expensive. I think it was like 25, 35 quid. But I'm not sure it's that significantly better than the first game. The first version, to justify spending that. I think it's nice to have, but I don't think it's essential that you own it if you have the first one.
What have you got?
One body
unless you're a complete thing guy like me.
And what appears to be a
body and what?
But The Thing Remaster it's a well done remaster. I'm just not sure it does enough to justify the expenditure on it. To be perfectly honest, it is better than the original, and I had fun replaying through it.
There's a supply crate that was dropped earlier
But
near the base.
if
It
you've
contains
got the
C4
original,
charges.
and you're
I
like,
want you to
well, I
break
could
all the
get this, or I
remaining
could get
buildings and
something
I'll
else that
detonate
I
them
haven't
here.
played,
Affirmative.
I'd probably
I'll
get the
contact you
something
when
else you
we're
hadn't
finished.
played. And that hurts, because, like, the thing is life. Anyway, guys, that's it from me for this week. Take it easy. I guess the next video will come out will be after Christmas, so you all have a nice Christmas. And don't eat too much. We all have to regret it in the new year. Or, for me, year round. But that's another story. Take it easy, guys, and I'll catch you next time.